What's up, folks? This is Zach with ECS Tuning, and today we're going to be doing a quick DIY on our MK6 GTI. Yeah, I know it's got a Golf R front bumper and grille, but it is just a GTI, I promise, don't worry. We're going to be doing an oil change service, so we're going to use our oil change service kit. It includes a 5-liter jug of Liqui Moly's Molygen in 5W40, a man filter, and our ECS Tuning oil change sticker and magnetic drain plug. For tools, we've got a T25 and a T30 for removing the street shield. If you've just got the stock belly pan, I think you just need the T25. We've got an inspection flashlight. We've got our 14 flute oil filter socket with a 3/8 ratchet and extension. 3/8 torque wrench with a 14mm socket for the magnetic drain plug. But for removing the stock drain plug, you might have a variety of different things. Volkswagen used a bolt with a T45 head, 19mm hex head. I've seen a 6mm Allen head. So to really know what you've got, the best thing to do is just get under there and look and act accordingly. We've also got a funnel, and we're going to be doing this in the shop, so we're going to be on the rack, and we've got our tall oil drain pan. But if you're doing this in your driveway, check out our Schwaben ramps and Schwaben oil drain pan. They make it super easy to do in your driveway. And you can check out a link in the description below for these tools, or this oil change service kit. Let's get into it. Step one, as always, is to have your engine warmed up so that any debris in the oil is suspended in the oil and flows right out the drain hole. Next, we'll pull the oil filler cap so that air can flow through and oil drains a little quicker. Now we're going to pop off the engine cover so we can get to the filter in a little bit. And our filter has our carbon cap on it, so we'll pop that off as well. And we'll pop the dipstick. All right, so we're going to remove our street shield. It's going to take a T25 and a T30 in the rear. If you've got a stock belly pan, you probably won't need to remove it. Steve will speed it up. This is boring. All right, our car's got the 19, so 19 it is. Pop it off. All right, now we're about to pull out our oil filter with our oil filter socket. All right, so we just took the drain plug out, and it was tight the whole way coming out, and it really shouldn't be. So looking at these threads, they're absolutely just wallered out. It kind of looks like there's a helicoil in there. So it looks like we're gonna make a oil pan DIY, which you can watch whenever Steve gets done editing it. Hey, look at that, new oil pan. All right, now we're ready to put our drain plug in into some nice new threads. Okay, so we're ready to torque down our drain plug. The factory torque spec is 22 foot-pounds, but there are a few variables to take into account there, like whether or not the threads have oil in them, whether or not you're changing to an aluminum style drain plug, or if you're changing to crush washer style. All those things will change the achieved clamping force for a given input torque. So since we've got a brand new drain pan with dry threads and an aluminum style drain plug, I actually tightened this down to 25 foot-pounds to make sure it doesn't leak. 22 foot-pounds, the factory spec is a good place to start, but you're probably going to want to check and make sure that you don't have any drippage. All right, get a little bit of old oil and put it on the gasket of the new filter. And you always should be looking at the oil filter housing to make sure that the gasket came off with the old filter. If you ever put a new filter on top of the old gasket, this thing's going to blow oil everywhere. All right, so we're just going to tighten this down. As always, you don't want to over tighten your filter. You want to be able to get it off next time. So once you get to a little bit of resistance, just about another turn or so. Just like that. All right, now we're ready to put oil in. 4.8 quarts is the capacity, so we're going to use almost all of that jug. All right, I'm gonna pop the dipstick back into place, pull the funnel out, put the cap back on, then we'll start it up, let it run for a few seconds to fill up the filter, and then we'll check the level. All right, we're a little low. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. All right, so I found the leftovers from the last oil change DIY we did. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit in. And now if you were just doing an oil change, oil and filter change, 4.8 quarts is gonna be your capacity, but since we changed the pan, we got all the oil out, so capacity is a little bit higher. Let's see how that looks. Beautiful. All right, put this guy back on. And the engine cover. Pièce de résistance. Beautiful. And that's the job done.